Oh, fucking fly on a rope. Come over my head as soon as that shit happened. Damn, all this shit wanna pop up too, man. But what the fuck is going on, y'all? If yeah, your boy tired. I don't got words no more. I'm so fucking tired. Uh, man, as always, long live my boy Sway. Only reason I do this, it is UFC International Fight Week, man. And damn, what a fucking card they gave us for International Fight Week. It could be better, but I'm definitely not complaining with the matchups. Definitely a lot of fun fights. And that is why we share screen and share, my friends. And we are at UFC. I need this shit to go up. All right, UFC 317. Ah, man. What a card. What a fucking card. I don't know. Got that dude over here. Topuria versus Charles Oliveira, man. International Fight Week. The odds are insane. I mean, like if I was an odds maker, sure, I'm putting Topuria minus 270, minus 320, minus 320, some shit like that. But y'all ain't getting no minus six bills out of me, bro. Get out of here. I mean, I would have betted as a or minus 440, whatever it is now. Now it just depends all of y'all are putting your fucking money on. Let me see what DraftKings is talking about with the odds. Ilya Taporia, unfucking defeated. Moving on to lightweight. I guess UFC doesn't really like the double champ status shit. There's no way Oliveira is only cutting 12 pounds. That motherfucker cuts over 20 pounds. I'm pretty, like 99% sure he cuts a lot of weight. Um, I know Ilya Taporia does hover around 170, so he's probably gonna have to cut just what 15 pounds. So that's not a crazy dehydration or a rehydration period for him. He has the 5 inch reach advantage. He's a shorter guy. He's 3 inches shorter. A lot of his 50% of his wins have came by submission, which is crazy to me. Average fight time for both of these guys, basically 2 rounds of fight for fucking Taporia and 1.5 for Charles Oliveira. And Charles Oliveira has a lot of fucking UFC fights, which is why the round line is at over 1.5. Knockdowns per 15 minutes, we got 1.1 to a 0.46 for our boy Oliveira. Taporia is a dog, silent killer, man. Just utmost respect for him. I hated him because he beat Volk, my guy. Damn, bro, that boy is just a silent Georgian Spaniard who just gets that, like, you know what I mean? Like, let me just break this shit down. Like, watching Tuporia, he is so, like, methodical. He's Sean O'Malley. No, he's not Sean O'Malley. He's Sean O'Malley in the way that he waits for a counter shot, but then he's also like the best wrestler. He'll out wrestle anybody. I think if it was Islam and him, it would have been a fucking stalemate with the wrestling. And here, Charles Oliveira doesn't have lateral movement. Charles Oliveira very much relies on his aggressiveness, and that's about it to win him fights. You know, like he has great jiu-jitsu, but with Charles Oliveira, it's much more get hit or hit the guy. You know, like it's not much more than that. We've seen him get dropped in like 3 fights in a row and come back to win in the next fucking round. He's a fucking dog. But I think Ilya Taporia, man, coming in what 28. God damn it. He's taking, the takedowns against Michael Chandler, that was incredibly impressive. But the takedown defense, 92%, it's crazy. He also submits people. I mean, we know Charles Oliveira has the most finishes in the UFC, but just looking at the odds, let me break it down for y'all, man. I was fucking just live betting fucking the aces to win. Hopefully that shit hit. Um, Taporia minus 455 to Charles Oliveira plus 350. Theo Von's UFC picks. McKinney to win, Hermanson to win, Oliveira to win by sub. You see, bro, like, man, 63% of the bets placed are on Taporia, meaning 37 are on Charles Oliveira. Taporia to win by KO is minus 175. Taporia to win by submission is plus 500. Taporia to win by decision plus 600. So basically, they think Taporia is not going to win by decision. This fight's not going to decision. What are we talking about? Charles to win by KO is over plus 1,000. Crazy. Since he's knocked out so many motherfuckers. To win by submission plus 750. To win by plus 1,400. To win by decision plus 1,400. I mean, like, you can't pick against Charles DuBronx, but you can also. Man, I say, bro, like, I know it's the main event. I know it's International Fight Week. He's 16-0. The last levels of competition have been fantastic, bro. UFC record is 8-0. Like the last fucking like knocking out Max Holloway, knocking out Alex Volkanovski, you're proven. You're proven there's nothing else to talk about. You almost got fucked like you fucking beat Bryce Mitchell in his own game, which is jujitsu, and he's jujitsu is not that great. And then you fucking made Josh Emmett's ear looked like a motherfucker threw a grenade in it. Um, Taporia's the truth. Taporia by round 1 to 2 knockout. Like as a prop, I mean, put your money on Taporia. He's gonna win. The fuck, like you want to bet? You're gonna bet on the guy who's supposed to win the fight, who's 28 years old, who's been in the UFC a far less time, but like the odds makers just know how skilled this motherfucker is, man. They knew it when it was when it was a pick'em of Volkanovski, and everybody was like, why is this a pick'em? Why is this shit a pick'em right now? When Volkanovski is like fucking, one of the best featherweights of all time. And then Max Holloway gets fucking outboxed the first fucking 11 minutes of the fight and gets finished, dropped multiple times. He's the truth. Charles Oliveira, he's getting old. I'm just thinking about those takedowns he was getting on fucking Michael Chandler in that fight. And damn it, those worry me. But there is that stat 35 and up. What is it, like 2 and 30 something for guys to get a belt? Taporia KO, maybe Taporia inside the distance. There's nothing to play here, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing at all to play in this bitch. Like, if you think Charles is gonna do it, like, and you got a couple dollars to, like, really throw away, and that could end up winning you something, like, on not even on some fluky shit, because Charles DuBronx is Charles DuBronx Oliveira. You guys know what I'm saying. I think Taporia wins, but. Nobody's putting $455 to win $100 on Taporia money line, knowing how dangerous Charles is. So find your pops, find your spots. I think the fight does not start round 3. It's probably like minus 250 for that to happen, but that's a lock. And that's a parlay piece for official pick for this fucking fight. Sorry it took so long for me to get to it. Fight to start round 3. No, minus 135 odds. You don't even got to do it as a fucking parlay piece. I just think it doesn't fucking start. I think round 2 might not start, but I don't think the UFC likes that shit, especially when it's not heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? That those quick finishes with like high, high, like, like very like interesting fights. But fuck it, moving on. That's the pick. Fight to start round 3. No, in the main event. One of them's getting out of there early, and that's the best spot I could find. No cap. Moving on. Alexandre Pantoja taking on Kai Kara France. Minus 5.5 for camp for Pantoja is minus 125. Plus 5.5 is minus 105. Guys, if I have to pick a winner, it's gonna be the Cannibal. He's minus 238 now to Kai Kara France plus 195. These guys are small, they're flyweights. I have a resource here I like to use. It's uh basically kind of like there's a they got like a AI and helps me out. They like simulate the fight a bunch of times, and that's really what I look at when I pay for this shit right here. I need to fucking find a way to sign in, but yeah, I think Pantoja wins this fight. Um, mine, I wouldn't bet it. I think you're very safe betting the two champions in the main event here. I don't think you have to worry about that. But best play here is over 3.5 rounds. I think honestly, Pantoja is no killer. He has his wins by submission, but most of his wins are by decision, and all of his losses are by decision. I know that from breaking him down a bunch. 11 wins, 38% of his wins were very well rounded by submission, and all of his losses have came by decision. So he's a tough guy to finish. He's got a chin, but he has been fucking eating a lot of shots lately. Kai Kara France just got Steve Erceg out of there, and Steve Erceg, gave Pantoja an extremely close fight as a prospect. You know what, guys? I'm gonna go with the underdog plus 9.5 here. I think this fight does go the distance. I know flyweights are a lot of fun and shit, but Kai Kara France, um, I think he has enough to get this to a plus 9.5. So plus 9.5, we're looking at minus 130 odds on Kai Kara France. I think he can win around with his striking, but I do think it can be a 50 to 45 for Pantoja. And all I'm gonna say is fight to start, fight to go to distance, minus 110. I'm rocking with that. I'm rocking with minus 110 for the fight to go to distance. I think we go all the way in the flyweights, and I think the lightweights don't even start round two. Moving on, y'all. Bitch ass fly out of here. Um, so just quick tail of tape minus 238 plus 195. That's what DraftKings has it as too. 5'5" to 5'4". Both guys don't cut too much weight. Pantoja though, he's been eating so many shots recently that his chin might be that fight where you hedge where you hedge Kai Kara France KO, 48% of his wins by KO. Both these guys have average fight time of 12 minutes 30 seconds. Get away from my food, boy. Um, and yeah, they're similar with this. Like Pantoja, of course, can land at a higher clip because of the takedown threat, and Kai Kara France has no takedown threat, but he's still only coming in at a 47% accuracy, while Kai Kara France is at 88% defense. I actually think Kai Kara France could win a split decision here. This feels like one of those fights, doesn't it? Always the flyweights have go in close fights. Uh, and here we are, man. Brandon Royval taking on number 12 Joshua Van. Boy, do I believe in Joshua Van, but I think that 3 inches of reach at the flyweight division is a lot. I really want to see Van win just to shake up the flyweight division a little bit. 50% of his wins are by KO at flyweight, which is impressive. Um, yeah, guys, this one I wanna go with Van, but I think the smart pick here is we just rock out with our cock out with fucking the guy who's been here, the guy who's beaten Brandon Moreno. You know what I mean? So that is gonna be, let's see, UFC, your picks. Let's do the picks together. All right, y'all. So we're gonna rock out with Topuria by knockout. The second round here. Fight to not start round 3 for the main event. And then guys, I think Kai France wins a close decision. Actually, I think he finally catches that chin, and I know he's got a chin, but nah, we're gonna go with decision. Decision for Kai France. He knocks him down a couple times. It's enough to win a split decision. Pantoja is gonna have his success with the grappling as well. Then let's move on. Brandon Royval. Brandon Royval, he's gonna struggle with the boxing, but sometimes a 9-year youth advantage is not great. Brandon Royval is coming from a real gym in Factory X Muay Thai, whereas you see Joshua Van still at a really Mickey Mouse gym and 4 Ounce Fight Club. Who am I to call a gym Mickey Mouse gym? But it's not a real MMA gym. It's a MMA gym, but it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not an established MMA gym. Like even Valley Flow, where Bilal trains, is more established than 4 Ounce Fight Club. Um, but yeah, like the 9-year youth advantage for Joshua Van might kill him here. He might go in a little too reckless, and he is 5'5" to this guy's 5'9". He's coming in at a 3-inch reach disadvantage, and Brandon Royval does put that jab out there. He has pillow hands, but I'm gonna rock out with Brandon Royval to win a close decision. I think this fight goes to decision though. That's your best play here. It really is a pick 'em, but I do think Brandon Royval gets the job done here. Fucking Marcos fighting in this. I didn't realize Marcos was fucking fighting International fucking Fight Week. But need I say less? Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. These guys are literally 2 weeks apart in age. Literally have all the same fucking, like, fucking whatever you want to call it. Ben Yelder, 5'10", 5'11", 72-inch reach, 72-inch reach, American top team. This guy's out there boxing with Dustin Poirier. Come on. I think Moicano is in the better gym. He will show you why he cannot afford to lose. I'm rocking out with Moicano with a submission late second round. You know what I'm saying? So we're rocking out with Moicano there. I think Peyton Talbot gets back on track. Easy KO round 1. Gregory Rodriguez will absolutely dismantle Jack Hermanson. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but Jack's getting old. How old is he now? 37 years old. And coming in at a little bit of a reach advantage, but that youth advantage I don't like. Rodriguez, kind of he emptied the clip against Cannonier, almost got the job done in the first round. Shit switches like that, man. Rodriguez by KO, round 1. That's what I like there. Haider Emil versus Jose Delgado. I like the underdog in Haider Emil to win a close decision. Tracy Cortez, our baby. We got a battle of the baddies here. I love Tracy Cortez in this fight. She is the boxer, and she's got that 7-year youth advantage. I think she's going to be a lot more tougher in this fight. Terrence McKinney absolutely knocks Vladislav's head off in the first round. We'll go submission after knocking him down. Jacoby Smith absolutely knocks Nico Price's head off in the first round. Get this fucking fly away from here. Bitch ass shit. Jonathan Deniz, I think he gets it done. We're gonna go with knockout first round. And then I have no idea who these guys are. They don't even have the fucking odds up. They don't even have this guy's reach up or his gym. Okay, we're going with the guy who actually comes from an MMA gym. Sorry, y'all. So official bets. I'm gonna place Ilya Taporia, Charles Oliveira fight to start round three. No, -130 odds, 130 gets you $100. Kai Kara France, I think wins a close decision. Don't know if I'll be betting it, but I will be betting fight to go the distance. I love Royval this week. I think Joshua Van is in a spot where he can bounce back and kind of, still make a run at a title, but it's Royval's real last shot. And I think he's always making steady improvements and just running into the wrong guy. So I think I'm rocking out with Royval, and I'm pretty confident in that. I like Moicano inside the distance, probably catch good odds there, but he isn't really a killer, so Moicano money line is the best play. Talbot inside of this, I like Talbot KO round one or two. I like Rodriguez knockout round one or two. I like Hyder Emil slight underdog to get the decision. I like Cortez to get the decision in the women's fight, only women's fight of the card. And then McKinney, I'll say he knocks Vladislav down. Vlad's only got 2 wins in his last 5 fights. He's been knocked down a lot. Watching him a lot lately for some reason. He's been active though. He's 8-5-1 now. Jacoby Smith KO round one. Denise KO round one, and McVeigh by decision. I don't even know who these guys are, so we're not touching that. Best betting spots is definitely McKinney inside the distance, Cortez by decision, Emil money line, Rodriguez inside the distance, Talbot inside the distance, Moicano money line, Royval money line. I like Kai Kara France money line, and I like the fight to go to distance. And in the main event, Ilya, the freaking Bull El Matador, fucking silent killer, just to knock the fuck out of our beloved Charles Oliveira. Why do they do this to us? Ah, those are the picks. UFC 317. Uh, what is it? UFC International Fight Week is almost upon us. Well, it is upon us, and I hope y'all are enjoying it. If anybody flew out to Vegas, send me some pictures for the convention. All right, peace out, y'all. All right.